Change can take many forms. There is nothing more inherently political than breaking through social community expectations, so we can live our lives at our full potential and help others do the same. Practicing courage, compassion, and connection in the face of shame is a political act. Boom. Wait until I get my money right. No, 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 no. I had a dream. What is that song? That's all I got in my head, dude. Alright. That's all from the book. I thought it was me, but it wasn't. It's Brené Brown. We know that cigarettes addict and kill. We know. It says right here. There was a post made about my baby daddy and how he is getting evicted. But he wasn't evicted. Someone spoke way too soon on that one. But when all that was happening, I found a PDF file online that was like, it reminds me of something a case manager or like a treatment facility counselor would give to someone to help them like understand how their priorities need to be rearranged a little bit. 811 on the clock, I just say it. Anyways, but I'll put the link for it actually in this video because it was really helpful for somebody. I don't know if it was for him or if it just felt like a passive-aggressive jab, but it was meant to be intentionally good. Like, intentionally, like, I don't know what else to say to you or help you in this situation, but here's a suggestion, lightly, without even getting into it, because he doesn't need to hear me say, maybe if you quit buying so many cigarettes, you'd be able to afford your rent. I'm the one who's dumping out that thing of butts once a week. And I'm like, wow. And every time I dump all these cigarettes in the trash can, I imagine in my mind $20 bills just going into the trash. I'm like, yikes. Yikes. Why are you throwing money away and also paying to ruin your lungs? Doesn't make sense to me. But, okay. If you don't have that much money and you can't afford to throw away several $20 bills, stop spending your several $20 bills on shit that ends up in the trash in 5 minutes. You know, spend your money on something that's long-lasting. I wouldn't say rent is long-lasting, as it can be taken away at any minute. You can get thousands of dollars to a property and not own a single piece that you live in. I think that's bullshit. If I'm going to be putting $725, $785, $1,000 a month to live somewhere, it better be because at the end of several years of paying that, I own it. I'm not paying rent anymore. This is bullshit. The issues of body image, caregiving, motherhood. Back to the cigarette thing. Anyways, it just showed like a tally to mark your finances and your budget and like what you make and all of your expenses, and then at the end, if you can't afford yada yada, then it'll put up da da da, this is what you can afford for cigarettes, and it'll show you per pack, like per cost, how much you can afford to spend on cigarettes, or if you can't afford to spend it on cigarettes at all because of your other finances. It's a really good sheet. I definitely recommend it. When I first identified the shame categories, appearance stood alone and was meant to capture all parts of how we look. Cigarettes do make you look older, I can tell you that. My first girlfriend, she's been smoking cigarettes since she was probably 8 years old.